So, why is the Broke family out on the street? Well, that's because we're renovating their little trailer. The goal here is to keep their original amount of money over here and to make do with whatever we delete from the house, the old furniture and stuff like that, because I love The Sims too, but their houses are at best questionable, but at worst they're downright horrendous. And this house actually is pretty spacious. So the first thing I did was delete the pool because it doesn't really make sense to me. They're broke and they still have a pool, and also this is where Skip Broke died, Brandy's husband, right? So if your husband died somewhere, would you still want to keep that thing around as a reminder? And plus, they have a toddler, so I know toddlers can't drown in the Sims technically, but I think Brandy would become a bit, I don't know, scared of pools and stuff like that after what happened, because it was quite the shock for her, losing her husband, because he was very, very young, healthy, and he just drowned in the pool. Like, if you have a pool in your house, you're, in the very least, an average swimmer. So, I smell some funny business here. That's my personal theory. So the other thing I'm doing is flattening the roof and everything. It didn't make sense for a trailer to have this type of roof, so flattened it up. And I'm using the bespoke set for building, like windows. And I like symmetry, so I'm just trying to make sure the windows are evenly spaced apart. And like, I don't really worry about the layout as much right now. Whenever I build something, I like to first start out with the windows, and then I kind of build the rooms accordingly so that the outside looks pretty. And I was actually surprised because this is a pretty spacious home. It's not that tiny. It might be small, sure, like it's not the biggest one. Oh, that's annoying, the thing happening with the tiles here. Build mode is very weird in The Sims 2 sometimes. I don't know. So as I was saying, like, it might be small, but it's not tiny. You should see the stuff I built in The Sims 4, like especially when we got the tiny home pack. Like, that was my jam. I've been making so many tiny homes because they're quite a challenge to decorate. Like, you have limited amount of space and you need to make it look like someone is living there instead of this like minimalistic, super scrubbed clean kind of thing. I love to clutter so much. By the way, here you see I'm selling the floors, and I'll be selling like the paint as well, because what happens in The Sims 2 build mode is that you don't really get that money back if you just paint over or put floors over, and we need all the money we can get. And when it comes to the colors in this room, I've tried to stick to the original as much as possible, but some things didn't really make sense to me. Like Brandy's bedroom being all red. Like, I've always had in mind that her favorite color would be pink because the main room is pink, the kitchen is pink, everything's pink, you know. Her shirt is even pink in the normal game. She's wearing yellow here, but that's the default replacement I've put in. So yeah, I also don't get why the bathroom is so enormous and poor Bo is sleeping in the hallway. What is up with that? So over here we are stripping the paint again and tearing down these walls on the inside because, yeah, look at the space here. Oh my god, it's quite a lot. So if you take advantage of it in a smart way, then you'll have a lot of room. So over here I'm planning kind of a floor plan, and it's so funny because it took me quite a bit to get clear on what floor plan I wanted, and I changed it like a couple of times. Well, more than a couple of times. Like, the original recording was much longer. I cropped that part because in the end I settled for the original one. So as you can see, that's the original floor plan. And trying to give a bit of a second bathroom. Like, they're going to absolutely need it, especially with another baby on the way. Eventually everybody grows up, and I know Dustin will go to college in a bit and whatever, but it's still, there's room for it, so why not, you know? Why not give them a second bathroom? Like second breakfast. So here I'm choosing the tiles for it because I wanted something that doesn't look like super clean. As I've mentioned, like, I've seen in other builds, it's always very clean and very beautiful, but what I had in mind was that Brandy and the boys have been living in this trailer for quite some time, and like they've always been broke, but they had Skip's paycheck, I guess, to help things going. But when you've been living in a house for a while, it's going to need repairs of many different sorts. So, maybe some humidity from the ceiling, or, crack in the wall here and there because there was an earthquake, or even the small stuff like an appliance breaking and you need to replace it, or, the fridge door opening weird and closing all the way in, but it's annoying, but it's also not practical because all your food is weird and ruined afterwards. So there's going to be stuff like that. And of course, as I was thinking that this is a trailer, so it's a little bit worse in this case because it's not made out of the best materials. So yeah, that's what I had in mind when I was choosing the furniture and the tiles and the wall paint and everything like that. Like making sure that it matches this. And I love the bare light bulbs here. It makes so much sense in my mind that they would have bare light bulbs instead of something super nice. Of course, having some toilet paper and stuff. I love the details, and when I made this speed build that didn't have the OMSPs, at first I was so reluctant to try them out. I was like, I don't get it. But actually, it's been awesome. It's been a lifesaver because, like, if you see the way I decorate in The Sims 4, for example, I put in a lot of clutter usually because I like it. It makes a home feel more lived in. I've never been in a house that has been lived in for a couple of years at least, and it's all like super clean, super like minimalistic, and I'm sure those exist as well, but from what I've seen in my experience, like there is even a little bit of clutter, maybe some boxes on the kitchen counter of food or some jars, some stuff on the nightstand, like a book that you forgot to put away because you've been reading that, stuff like that. It makes it's not messy per se, but it's more lived in. So, putting down the basic furniture, swapped out Dustin's bed for this one. It's kind of more stylish. I'm thinking that Brandy would be the kind of person to like spend any paycheck she has on the family first and on stuff the house needs rather than herself and treating herself because she's a family sim. So yeah, the floors are this fake wood kind of situation because like real wood is actually a bit expensive for flooring, so I don't think they would be able to afford that, so that's what we're doing. And I think I'm also doing a fake tile situation for the kitchen as well. It's not actual tile. So trying to keep Dustin's style a bit to the original, like much darker blue. I think it was purple in the original build, but he seems to like dark colors and stuff. He's going through his angsty teenager phase, and you can't blame him really. I love him. He's like, I wanted to say he's one of my favorite Sims, but I don't think I have a not favorite Sim in Pleasantview specifically. I hate some of them, like, for example, Daniel Pleasant. He sucks, he's awful, but I love playing him, because the drama, oh my god. If I could describe my playstyle in one sentence in The Sims, I would say that it's driven by my love of the slapping animation, the one that they do when they got someone cheating. So, yeah, I don't know, I love this animation, it's so funny to me. It's always been, all those years, so since I was a kid and playing The Sims. And I've just kept this love for this animation, and I just love the drama. So we're sticking with the original here for a pink kitten. The fridge is looking quite rough, but hey, they've got a toddler in the house, so they make quite a lot of messes. I'm thinking I could have looked for some custom content to make it look like someone has drawn on the walls, like toddler drawings, because maybe he could have grabbed the markers and started drawing in random places, because, toddlers, but yeah, that's fine. So we've kept some of the original furniture, and like the trash can and stuff, I didn't see a point in deleting that because I'm going to use the same one anyway afterwards, so, and it depreciates in value the more you have something in The Sims 2. So it's like I don't know, delete it and get like 10 simoleons and then have to pay like 25 or something. And I know that's maybe not the actual price of it, but you get the example. So I'm going for a nice wallpaper in the living room. I love this one. It's like The Sims 2 is still a pretty game. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but and I know I use default replacements for a lot of things, but that's mostly because I've been playing for so many years. I've been playing since like I don't think I've been playing since it was first created. I think I was a bit too young for that, but it was one of the first video games I ever played, and yeah, we had a lot of games in that computer that I had growing up, and I still think it's very pretty. You know, it has some questionable decor items, but I love that. It's like these beds here. Some of them are weird, and I love them. I don't know. Like, I could easily play this game without any default replacements or mods whatsoever, and I'd still have so much fun doing it. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm using the default replacements mostly because, you know, changing it up a little bit because I've been playing for so long. So it feels good to have it feel like a brand new game. A bit fresh and different. So here we have this little room that I didn't know what else to do with, so I guess we could go for a walk-in closet of sorts, and yeah, it works, and of course it can be converted to something else later if we need it. I was thinking that this could be the like a bit of storage closet space. Like every house has this little corner, cupboard, little room, like depending on how big your house is, where you just throw everything in that you don't care about, and it's a storage room, and you're like, oh, where is this thing that I wanted? And you look everywhere, and then it's in the cupboard or in that corner. You're like, oh yeah, of course. So for the walk-in closet, we're going for like a more pinkish color scheme in the clothes, because that's what Brandy wears. In the original game, she wears like these jeans and this pink halter top, I think it is. Like this pink shirt, blouse, whatever it's called. So again, with the bear bulbs. She had the nicer bed, so I went for a nicer bed here as well. Like, they didn't have the worst bed ever. Neither had Dustin, come to think of it. Like, his bed was okay too. It wasn't one of the most cheap ones ever. I also love mismatched furniture for this build, because it's like nobody has the money to get like super matched furniture here, so it's like, you know, fuck it, we're going for whatever we can have. And maybe they had matching furniture in the beginning, but then, you know, the nightstand broke or it got really messed up by something, and they had to like swap it out with something else, and they are no longer making this type of nightstand that it originally had, and that's, you know, another option. So we're going for this huge sofa. I have a lot of Sims 4 conversions here, and I actually love that we can get those, because there's a lot of items that I love from The Sims 4, but we can't have them in The Sims 2 otherwise, you know, and I really need all these mods to have good gameplay in The Sims 4, so it's like, oh my god. I'm just so tired of the game, like, updating all the time, and I have to update my mods and all that, like, oh my god, so ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm so happy that some people are converting those items and we can have them here. I'm just so grateful to all the CC creators, and it's amazing. Like, the Sims 2 community is so amazing, because there's even mods for every single thing. Like, if you've thought of it, there's a mod of it, because this game has been around for a while, and I adore that. Like, I can think of something that annoys me in the game, and I'm like, okay, is there a mod for that to fix that? And there is, every time. Super grateful for that. So as you can see here, I'm using more of the Sims 4 conversions. This is from the Vampire pack, and a lot of people are like, I don't like it, but I personally love vampires. I love everything vampire, and I love that they added these cracks and these like places where it looks like the wallpaper is missing and the wall is exposed. I don't know how else to describe it. And these like stains, like humidity stains. I adore them. Like, they fit my build here so well. And I also love building like more grungy abandoned places so much. So good. Like the other day, I was building like this abandoned hospital kind of thing in The Sims 2 for a custom hood I'm making, and oh my god, it was so fun. Because I had downloaded these conversions from like horror games like Silent Hill and stuff like that, and there were all these beautiful, well, some people might say not beautiful, but these like rusting old objects, very creepy, very nice, and I had like this Silent Hill ambient music, and it was so nice. A lot of fun with that. So lots of cracks in the walls. Like, I know it looks like it's falling apart, and I also like putting those things like a little bit behind the furniture, so it's what you would do in real life if you couldn't patch up the wall for any reason. Like, you would put a poster on it or slap something on it to make it look like it's not there, but it's there. But as long as the visitors don't see it, you don't really care. Yeah, that's what I'm going for, like different stains and stuff like that, wear and tear, because this home has been here for a while, so I think it adds to the whole vibe very well, because in my Pleasantview, how I have it in my mind is that there's like this trailer park over here, and there's this. I also always love to plop down these pre-built apartments that came with apartment life, and it's this trailer park, and I have it, I think, right across the street from Brandy or around there, where there's the empty lot normally in Pleasantview. Like, I tear that down and put the trailer park there, because whenever the new generation arrives, I just need to have some apartments and stuff, because I don't like the 20k handout that goes on. I have a mod to delete that, not have it. It doesn't make sense. Like, especially, for example, let's say the Brokes, like Dustin goes to college, okay? He has his scholarship and everything, that's great, because let's say he reaches the top of the criminal career as a teen, that's fine, that's great. But then he comes back and boom, he magically has like 20,000 simoleons to do stuff with, and it's like, where did he find it? Like, Dustin, are you sure you're just a pickpocket in the criminal career? Because, damn, you just pulled this 20k out of thin air. Like, who did you kill to get that? So yeah, these are reasonably priced apartments. Like, it's and they're not too small either. There's different types in that trailer park, so it fits the whole aesthetic of this place. So over here, I wasn't sure what to do with this with the chimney of this thing. Like, I deleted it at first, but then I thought, what if it causes problem in the game? Like, I don't know, it's way too long though. I know it's designed to go through like the actual roof, and this is a flat roof, so it looks huge, but I don't know, we'll see what we'll do. We'll figure it out, because I'm eventually going to play them. I'd like to do a let's play of Pleasantview and different neighborhoods, because like, I love this. I love this place. I have so many memories, and before I did rotational play, I would, well, I'm sure you're gonna judge me for this, or maybe not, maybe you're worse than me in this regard, but what I used to do when I was younger, I would go into the Lothario household and I'd just wreak havoc. The chaos, oh my god. I would make it a challenge to make Dawn have as many affairs with as many of the townies and playables as possible in the shortest amount of time possible. It was chaos, it was, oh my god, it was so bad. The slapping animation, oh my god. And there's this meme actually about the Sims 2 cutscenes, about the woohoo cutscene that you were afraid of your parents walking into the room. My computer back then was in the living room, so anybody could see what I was doing. I was playing, as usual, with Dawn or another romance sim, whatever. I didn't care about the aspirations back then. It was most like, okay, I'm just gonna wreak havoc with whoever. And like my mom walking by and just seeing 1,000 woohoo cutscenes and me like, okay, whatever. Just a typical day. Like, you're doing your typical playstyle, I get it. Just don't touch my household, please. Because she would make these cute families play the way The Sims is supposed to be played, I guess. Like this cute nuclear type family. They had children and a beautiful house, and then then there was my households with 10 babies out of wedlock and yeah, like 20 affairs. It was a fun time. So over here I wasn't sure what else to do to decorate, so I'm checking to see what their one true hobby is. I see Dustin's is nature. Brandy's is... what is Brandy's hobby? Arts and crafts too, that's cute. I didn't know that. Both I knew was music and dance, I wanted to verify, but yeah, I wanted to add something extra. Like at some point you'll see him checking to see if I should add a sewing machine for Brandy. Like that would be really cool if she made her own clothes. Because she can't afford to pay for the ones in the Pleasantview shops because no job, single mom of about 3 kids, almost 3. So for Dustin we're putting in an ant farm because it's not that expensive and we've got some money left still. And it's his hobby. I would have never pegged him for like a nature guy, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know if it's predetermined or if it's rolled at random. Because both makes so much sense in my mind because he's got this xylophone kind of thing, like the toy he plays with this music, and he seems for the creative type. In a lot of my playthroughs actually, whenever he edges up into a child, I have well, either Brandy or will have rolled to get a job or Dustin will have got promoted, so like if they can afford it, I make them like buy him a birthday gift, a violin or something like that, so he can practice his music. And he has pretty high creativity skill by the point he's a child because he's always playing with that toy, and he's just very good at instruments in my mind. So yeah, just having him do that, and I think he... ooh, that's a good idea for another playthrough. Maybe next time I play Pleasantview, I could have him as a teenager. I don't think as a child he can do that. Play for tips in a community lot. That would be really cool. Like an unconventional way of making money. Maybe like a poverty challenge with that. Or not a poverty challenge, maybe rags to riches, but you can only play for tips in the park or something. Ooh, that would be nice. I should write that down. It'd be a really cool idea. Because I see all these people making the challenges for The Sims 4, and this is great. But I would like to try something really different in The Sims 2. We have like the typical legacy and what other challenges are there? I've seen people converting the Midnight Sun challenge, I think it's called, for The Sims 3, but they played in The Sims 2. I've seen that as well. Floating around. Oh yeah, the Asylum challenge, that is very popular, actually, with The Sims 2. And another idea I had was to make the Asylum challenge as well. But I'm really bad at following rules, so instead I would go for drama. Because sometimes I forget. Once I tried to play it and like 10 people died. Well, not 10, but 4 was it? A lot of people died in a fire that somebody stupidly started, and I was so pissed at that, oh my god. But yeah, I forgot to delete the beds for a while. They already had fewer beds than the starting ones, but I forgot to delete the beds, and it was like, oh god. I didn't notice until more people died. So that was a thing. So yeah, in that case, I think the best one would be an Asylum challenge, but it's Don Lothario and everybody he's ever had an affair with, plus people he would have chemistry with. I think he has good chemistry with Jennifer Burb, and she's a secondary romance, so I don't know. I would love to see that. See who gets in a fight with whom. You know what? Maybe I would add like Coral Oldie and of course, like maybe every female townie in Pleasantview and maybe Gordon King, because everybody hates him, so we'd have a lot of fights. Or maybe, I don't know, he'll make up with people and he'll have everyone as a best friend. We'll see, but I highly doubt it, honestly. So that would be really, really fun, actually. And especially in such challenges where you just control one sim, I think it's more entertaining to have people that have some kind of relationship with each other, so they interact with each other. And that relationship doesn't always have to be positive, because, come on, it's quite fun to see, for example, the Pleasant twins. Like, as soon as you load the Pleasant household, oh my god. I guess I'm happy it's towards the last houses you play in the rotation, because imagine just starting to play household and the Prima guide says that's the first household you load, and it's everybody fighting with each other in affairs. Oh my god. That would be intense, to say the least. So I love the table and chairs, honestly, for this house. It fits the aesthetic. I don't know how else to describe it. And okay, so we're trying to decorate as much as possible. Good thing those don't cost at all, these holes in the wall. It would be weird if they did. We have the money jar to remove some money because we're at the surplus and I have no idea what else to buy them, so we want to keep the same money that we had originally. And that is it. This is the final product of the renovation. It looks run down, it looks terrible, and I love it actually. But it's also really cozy at the same time. Thank you so much for watching this renovation, and I hope you will join me soon in my next video as well. Have a great day!